Gaffer, going to Harrogate this weekend, another long trip to the north. Have you noticed a spring in the step of the players this week following the win over Newport? I know you were a genuinely positive group anyway, but
yeah.
Anything different?
No, it definitely builds confidence, wins, and we were without one for quite a while. So although performances were there, that win makes it all worthwhile. And yeah, great, well deserved, great way to get it as well. In front of the home fans. With a 3-2 coming back twice, so the character was fantastic from the boys, but also some real quality performances from some big players, and that's been really good for us this week. And yeah, hopefully we can take it forward and take it up the road with us to Harrogate, because that was my first game in charge last year. Yeah, got good memories up there. Started our run, but no, we want to go up and win the game. They're obviously a team that beat us here earlier in the season. We're well aware of that, but I believe we've got enough in the building to go up and beat any team. And I want to go and take it to Harrogate on Saturday.
They're towards the bottom of the league. They'll fight and scrap for every single loose ball, every second ball. How much are we going to need to want it more than they do?
Yeah, listen, they're going to scrap, and rightly so. Simon Weaver's been in the league now quite a while, and he's a very long-serving manager for a reason. He gets his teams together. They've got a few on loan. Yeah, we'll see what's coming. We've changed shape a couple of times, so yeah, we're looking forward to it. I want to go. I want to win the game. I've told the boys we've got to start winning games now. It's all very well these draws and these performances, but let's start winning some games. Let's try and put teams to the sword, and that's one that we want to win. So yeah, we've quickly followed by Tuesdays and Saturdays coming up. There's a lot of games coming up, so I'm sure the squad will get rotated. But at the moment, I'm really pleased where we are. Great training session this morning, and looking forward to going up the road.
You mentioned sort of rotation with a couple of postponed fixtures. The games are now going to come thick and fast, as they would normally do during the festive period. So having a near fully fit squad, touch wood, how helpful is that at this stage?
Yeah, massive. It really is. And everyone looks at the Christmas period as the halfway point, and when it's not. You play 4 games over Christmas, you get to about 27, 28 games after Christmas, so it's way past the halfway point. And the season goes really quick. I think there's only 14 or 15 weeks left of the regular season. We want it to be a bit longer than that for us, but we definitely need all the bodies fit now and all the players fit, and I think we're coming into a real quality period where I'm going to have good selections from a lot of players, and that's really important. We knew that we'd lost a few earlier in the season, and that happens to everyone, but now no excuses. We've got them all back. I want to go up and start winning games.
Lovely. Thank
Cheers.
You. Gareth, Matt, all yours.
Does a win like that give the team, the group, a bit more belief in what they're doing?
Of course, Matt. It's not just the win, it's the way we won it. And like I say, coming from behind, it builds character. It's great. There is the letting the goals in, but you forget them quickly, with a win. We've worked on the stuff we think we can work on defensively and getting better at that. But offensively, I thought we were really good. I thought we were dangerous, getting the ball forward. I know there was probably about 20 shots for each team, which sounds like a basketball game, but if you actually analyse the game and watch it back, a lot of Newport shots were from distance and way out and blocked, where ours were real quality chances, and that's what I've asked for. Can we create easier chances? Can we be really formidable going forward? And we have the players to do it, and yeah, total confidence in the boys. Looking forward to the trip.
I guess it helps for the fans as well, doesn't it? Because it's an entertainment business, and there's nothing more thrilling than a last-second winner.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure they'd love a 5-0 win at home as well, but that's football. It is great to see those games, and I've been involved in quite a few now. I think I had about 1,400 games under my belt playing and managing, and so there's definitely been a few of those, but they never seem to get the heart rate going. There's emotion running through us all at the end of the game. I'm one who lives on the edge with emotion and choking up at times, and celebrating with the fans was special. Hopefully it can just stoke a few fires inside people and say, we can beat teams, we can do it in a good way. But again, the fans are fantastic. They really are. Don't stop your support for this football club, because you are the heartbeat, and I know we'll take a few hundred up to Harrogate, and hopefully they'll see a result that's one better than it was last year.
Obviously not the most glamorous trip in League Two, perhaps to Harrogate, but they've proved over the seasons, and they've proved here at Gillingham how tough they can be.
Yeah, no, listen, it's a beautiful place, Harrogate. You know, I think even Gareth Southgate might live up that way. So there's definitely a pull of being a nice place to live and being a nice town. But as you say, not an established football team in the Football League. They've probably only got 8 or 9 years history in the Football League, but probably not even that. But they've got a real proud history of coming up through the non-leagues and fighting and scrapping, and I'd expect nothing less than that on Saturday. So we're going to have to be at it, and if the fans can enjoy a nice town and a nice northern town, which there is a few, believe me. I know I'm from the north, there's some bad uns, but there's definitely some good uns, and Harrogate's up there with them. So we're looking forward to coming on with something.
Yeah, and looking at the way Harrogate play and the run they're on, obviously it's not a good one for them, but you've experienced that yourself, haven't you? Looking for wins and breaks.
Listen, people would have said that about us last week, you know. We're not on a good run, Gillingham, they're not great at home. And we shocked everyone, you know, with the win, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to reverse this and go, right, we're putting the record books right. This is the way it should be. So yeah, Harrogate's poor run doesn't mean anything. It's about the day, and we're gonna make sure we're on it on the day, and that's my job.
I know we talked about it a lot, but still looking at the League Two table, there's only one team that are averaging 2 points a game, Bromley, who are top.
Yeah.
Which goes to show how tight it is.
Really tight. Yeah.
How important is consistency going to be?
Yeah,
the rest of the
it's really tight. It is. League One and League Two this season are unbelievably tight, you know, and there's all sorts of things that can happen. So no, we're just happy to be maybe a little bit under the radar, but also just, you know, confidently going about our job. I fancy us, I always do, and I'm hoping we can be a team that can make a run at the right time of the season. And
looking at that, a deep squad looks like a great thing to have in this run, in particularly with the fixtures you've got coming up as well.
Yeah, you know, a deep squad is but also long-term thinkers as well, because you can't play everyone, you can't take everyone. So I need some players to be patient and understand that they will get their chance. Just might take you know, somebody to come out of the team, or for whatever reason you've got suspensions and you've got injuries, and all those things happen in football. Just everyone be ready, because we're going to need everyone in this little period.
We've been talking to Johnny Smith, back fit now. Gareth McCleary obviously made a massive impression when he came on. Those look like two pretty good options to have, interchanging with each other, let alone playing together. Yeah,
you know, I could play both of them together and get something. I can interchange them along with Aaron Rowe, you know, Seb Palmer-Holding, who didn't get on last week. You know, some real pace in that side. You know, yeah, I'm really pleased. I thought Volksy and G-Mac and Ethan and Romeo, the subs, you know, they came on and made an impact, and that's what you want from your subs, and that's, you know, that ultimately won the game. But the grinding them down that Johnny Smith did, and Josh Andrews, you know, they ground the defenders down, and you know, it must be the worst thing in the world to be tired, to be run all over the place, and then see Gareth McCleary running on and Sam Vokes, you know. So no, really good. Just want to keep this consistency going now. So you're right, consistency is what it's about, and I'm sure we can do that.
And looking at the squad, what's the injury situation with them now? Are there anybody that you're still waiting to come back?
No, if there was anyone big, I wouldn't tell you anyway. But I'm telling you now that there isn't. There's Lenny Serino's on his way back, and Marcus Wiley rolled his ankle a few weeks ago. Nelson Kumbeni with his shoulder injury. Apart from that, I think we're pretty good to go. And yeah, can't wait to pick the 18 that go up there and bring these points back.
And in the middle of the rumour mill in the transfer window, you've made 2 signings. Lenny Serino signing back on, and Travis Akamea coming back from Watford. Tell us about them.
Yeah, are we in a window? I didn't know. I'm only kidding. Yeah, we're really pleased that Lenny signed another 6 months, because I think he's got the option to prove himself. You know, in his first year really in first team football. Had a bit of a whack with his ankle injury, so when he gets back, I'm sure Lenny is going to be champing at the bit. And Travis really impressed me in that first stint. I think learning first team football is one thing and playing it is another. And the games he got, I thought he did well in. I think he's a hell of a size and a hell of an athlete. still learning the game, but loved it here and wanted to come back, wants to play games, I know that. And there's going to be plenty of games for him to play in. But yeah, 2 of them so far, good signings. I think that Conor Masterson is probably classed as a new signing as well, you know, and Ewan Williams, you know, these 2 players, they didn't feature in the first half of the season really. So, you know, technically in my mind, that's 2 more that I'm getting back for the second half of the season. I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 more, but where I am, I'm really happy, and like I say, for the immediate squad that I'm taking to Harrogate, I believe we can get all 3 points.
Ross County talking, their chairman this week, talking about the bids that Gillingham already made for Ronan Hale. How does that sit with Gillingham, having made those bids, those being made public as well? Does that put you in a better or worse negotiating position?
Listen, there's all sorts of rumours that come out, truth, non-truths, you know, people in the world of social media now can read many things. I think on the way home we were linked with a winger from Forest Green as well, so we'll see how that works out. But there's all sorts going on. So again, out of respect from everybody in football and you know, the clubs, I always keep it private, and when it's signed, you'll be the first to know.
So Kyle McAllister from Forest Green Rovers, Will Antwi as well, I think has been mentioned from Newport. It is that time of year.
These are all names that keep getting linked, yeah, so we'll see where they go, but at the moment, really focused on the team that's going to go at Harrogate.
How important is it for you to add to the squad at this point? If you didn't get a deal over the line by February the 2nd, is that a deal breaker for you? Do you have to?
No, I don't have to at all. You know, I've been in, like I said, it's about my 15th window this, and I think one of the greatest errors you can have in a transfer window is signing too many players, getting carried away because everyone else is signing players. You've got to keep your cool, and it's got to be the right one at the right price at the right time. I've got fantastic owners who will back me to the hilt, and when I came in, we talked about that. They're great, and they're very excited to see where we can go. But as always, you know, the 2-year plan, we want to make sure that we do it right. I think when I came in, honestly, I think there was too many players here, and I think that was the managers that we'd had, you know, in a short spell of time. Many managers, they want their own players. So I understand that the squad has to be trimmed before it can get strong again, and so we're doing that as much as bringing players in. I think ones going out will happen as well.
Obviously, there's a sort of want for a silver bullet at this time of year. You're going to sign the perfect player at the perfect price, and pressure or the scrutiny on recruitment as well. Is that outside noise? Can you allow that to seep in? Does it at times?
Yeah. Listen, I could tell you names now of people we've been looking at, and everyone will go, "Oh wow, he's good." Some of them don't want to move down south. Some of them are way out our price range. Some of them, the clubs don't want to come here. Some of them, the clubs don't want to come out, but they want to go out. It is crazy this window, honestly, and my recruitment team and everybody upstairs is working their socks off to try and make things happen. So, believe me, we're not sat in the afternoons doing nothing. We are really trying, really working hard, and the players, hopefully, that we will get in, will add to the squad. But you don't have to necessarily bring loads in. You know, I'm really happy with where we are. People say, you know, we didn't win or we won 1 in 16. You know, we've won 1 in 1 now. You know, that's a decent start to have. We weren't far away. These draws so easily could have become results for us, you know, whether it was a decision or an error or individuals or something like that. So we are not far away at this football club. There's not wholesale changes to be made. There is small tweaks to be made, and hopefully I can do that.
Back-to-back wins sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh, that'd be amazing. In any league, back-to-back wins gets you so much, you know, and we're aiming for that. Like I say, the people who were playing for Gillingham, the lads who played last Saturday, you know, they're the ones I focus on right now. If new ones come through the door, great, and we are trying. Believe me, we are trying. But I've got to focus on what's within, what's in the building as well. Those players are very important too.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Will you be pleased when the window is shut, 10 or 11 days time?
Yeah, I love it. My last my last day of the window is always a nice day for me when that window shuts and you've got what you've got. I love working like that. I really do. I'll make the most of anything. The beauty of this place is the owners will back me to help me out and maybe get players I was not able to get at other places when I've managed, just because circumstances of the clubs. But Brad and Shannon are really excited about some of the prospects that may come in. But yeah, to answer your question, wow. When that window closes, all the noise stops and all the social media goes quiet and everyone just scrutinises who signed who and what signed. It is a mental time, is January. And I'm a big believer, if you sign too many in January, you got it wrong in summer.
Seems like you've got a lot of players to pick from now, at least, haven't you, with the injuries?
Yeah.
Easy.
It's seasoned professionals as well, when I'm looking at the squad and you're saying Gareth McCleary, Aaron Rowe, Johnny Smith as your wide men, you can only play two of them, unless you play some crazy formation. And that's three brilliant players: Sam Vokes, Josh Andrews, Seb Palmer Holding, Elliot Nevitt. We've got all these players to play up front as well. So it's really good that we've got these choices, and I'm happy with what I've got. To add to it will be exactly that. It'll be adding to it. We don't need to make wholesale changes here like some football clubs are doing. And other football clubs are just going absolutely foot to the floor, just buying everyone they can just to try and get promoted. I don't do it that way. And that's me. But I definitely do it a decent way because we've had success in the past.
You mentioned earlier Ewan Williams to Matt.
Yeah.
How's he getting? We haven't seen him this season.
No.
Is he fit now?
Yeah, he's fit. Ewan, unfortunately, not having a reserve team, the good old-fashioned reserve teams that clubs used to have, that would have been perfect for Ewan to get a game, because he really hasn't played for 6 months, and we need to get Ewan match fit, get him up to, see him in games. And I've told him, Ewan, he's got to be patient, but he's a great player. He really is. He's energy. He's got great runs from the 10 position, and I think he's going to play some part. So just a bit of patience from everyone and from Ewan. He's probably the most important person. But no, he's a great lad and a good player. And looking forward to seeing what we can get out of Ewan as well.
Looking forward to a trip against Harrogate. You'll be a little bit better prepared than last time when you went there, because it was your first game. I don't know how many days you had to prepare.
I think 2, yeah. I had 2 days training, and one of them was a Friday where we had to go on a 6-hour journey. So I've still got the 6-hour journey, so we'll still have a short day on Friday. But we've been able to analyse and prepare and work hard during the week about what we want to do. But it will be a lot about us and a lot about the players when they go out there. It's I always say there's sort of a percentage we can give them of what we think might work, but ultimately, they're on the pitch making the decisions. But I'll back them and I give them the confidence to make the right decisions and tell them the choices. It's up to them. But they're a great bunch, and I firmly believe in them. And I really hope that we can go on a run, because the lads haven't once dropped their energy, dropped their belief, no matter what we've been through. And that's a real credit to the staff and the players here.
I think Harrogate are on a pretty poor run at the minute. As a manager, you probably wish there'd be a bit more consistent win, loss, because at some point it's going to end.
It's hard, because when you're analysing teams as well, if a team's lost for 5 or 4 games, I think they've lost 4 out of 5, and you look at them thinking, what are they going to do? Are they going to keep doing the same thing, or are they going to change? So analytic-wise, it's quite difficult, because when you play a team that's won 5, you think you know what they're exactly going to do, because they've just won 5 games. That's what they're going to do. So yeah, there's always that curveball that comes in. So it's about us. It's about us being prepared, and not too much on the opposition. But I got some fantastic players, and I really believe that we can go out there and bring all 3 points back.
And that shot count that you mentioned in your last game, 20, I think, wasn't it? I think that was your second best of the season or something. It shows you were doing something right, isn't it, to get that many shots away?
Yeah. I think the Cheltenham game at home probably beats that, but apart from that, we haven't had that many. Swindon was a real good tally as well. And for me, when I've gone to the winger system, it seems to have produced some real, good moments on the pitch. So we're hoping for more. We definitely want to try and hurt teams going forward, and if you don't shoot, you don't score. So as many shots as we can, please. But let's try and make some easier chances for the forwards, because we've had had a lot of shots in games sometimes, but they've been absolutely worldy goals if they needed to score them. We need to make easier chances, and I'd love to score. I think my son used to call them sweaty goals on the FIFA game, so it'd be nice to score a few of them. But if it has to be a worldie from 30 yards like Daki's free kick here against Barnet, then we'll take that as well.
And can I just ask about the FA charge that was announced yesterday? The line's been drawn underneath that now. It's all over. The club's been fined. Got any sort of comment on that?
Yeah, no, we know that the club got fined. We know the charges come through. I really don't want to comment any further on that.
January worse than the summer for the window?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's a month, and there's a time limit on it, so it feels more intense. Summer sort of starts at the end of the season, even though you can't sign until June. I think all sorts have gone on because of the January contract sort of situation where you're allowed to speak to out of free agents and people whose contracts are up. So there's a lot of planning goes in from January to August. But the January window is really just January, and it can be a little bit crazy. And the time ticking down all the time seems to be mental. The January window, for some reason, is hyped up hugely, and when it should just be a little bit of a tinker for your squad, not wholesale changes. But the media tend to put it up there.
Do you ever have to chuckle to yourself at times when you see some of these names that people are linked with his signing?
I don't just chuckle. I raise my eyebrows when I know what kind of players other clubs have signed, and thinking, how the hell have they done that? They must be paying so much money to attract them, or I don't know sometimes how some players have gone somewhere. I don't know how. I mean, I do know, but they're just inflating the prices for everyone else as well. It's crazy sometimes. It does get very much like, just because they've done it, we should do it. And I think football fans get in that as well. And some of the best windows I've had, honestly, have signed like one player and just gone, right, steady. I think the season we got promoted to the Championship with Wickham, I think maybe one in January, not even that. So it was the summer, the work was done in the summer, and we were ready to go again. I'm not sure there was one in that window, but don't worry, is what I'm saying. We've got enough. And when it all finishes on, I think it's February the 2nd, after a week, everyone's forgotten about it anyway, and we're all on about what squad you've got and where to go, and we'll talk about the summer one. So it is hyped up hugely, but no, we'll be good.
Just touching on last weekend, if I can, for a minute. How tough was it to leave Jake out?
Very, very tough. The toughest decisions I've made since I've been here. Great lad, cracking goalkeeper. Made some fantastic saves in his time in. For me, and I keep the chat private between me and Jake, but there was it was more than probably just goalkeeping for that decision.
Because of how the game finished on Saturday, how are you? It's hard taking.
I'm all good, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's nice of you to ask, but the update is that everything's going really on track. I wish I hadn't had it. I was added to that injury list that we had earlier in the season, and it was tough. It was really, really tough to watch from, home and then in the stands. People don't realise, I don't think, that that hurt me as much as anything, and seeing the team struggle a little bit. But as I said, I probably would have struggled under me as well. So there's no worries at all. It's all looking forward now, all going to plan, and I think it was a test more than anything else, and I came through that okay.
Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.